Hey everyone out there, this is Vicky from Valkyrie Tarot coming at you for a different session of talks called The Four Agreements. This is kind of based on a book or two, actually. The Four Agreements was actually written by Don Miguel Ruiz, and his son actually helped him write the fifth agreement, which I'll be talking about later on. Don Miguel Ruiz and Don Jose Ruiz. I probably slaughtered that. I apologize. I don't speak Spanish very well. The concept of these books are to help with your spiritual growth and your enlightenment and your attunement, moving up as a spiritual being. Since a lot of us have a lot of extra time on our hands lately, I thought that I would do a series based on these. Just talking about the different agreements, the different talking points moving forward. So I'm going to put this all in one little section so that you can follow the bouncing ball along the discussion lines. A little bit of a background on this. My Reiki master, Gail Franceschetti, actually runs a Four Agreements kind of workshop. So I'm actually going to put down in the description box below on each one of these videos the Amazon links to be able to get these books, but also her link in case you guys are interested in following up with her and perhaps developing more through workshops, etc. I am not a workshop facilitator in any way, shape, or form. All I'm doing is just touching base on these things and, maybe feeding your intellect a little bit and your spirit a little bit so that you might want to look into buying these books in the future. Okay? That being said, we are going to start with the first agreement, okay? The first agreement is be impeccable with your word. Now, this is probably one of the hardest things for us to do as human beings, okay? If you've touched base on any of my other videos, I talk about communication a lot. And almost every breakdown in every relationship, familial, romantic, work, friendship, every breakdown comes from a failure to communicate effectively. So what does be impeccable with your word mean? Let's break it down first. What does impeccable mean? Now, without having to study for the GREs or SATs here in America, I don't know what you guys do in other countries, impeccable actually can be broken down in Latin, and it actually means without sin, okay? So to be impeccable is to be someone who is perfect. I don't want to take it that way, but it basically means someone who is aware of who they are and is not trying to, be pulling the wool over someone's eyes, I guess is the best way to say it. So the ways that we can be impeccable with our word is realizing that what we say and how we say it has power, okay? Body language, a lot of body language comes from our physical self. It's how I'm sitting right now. It's the way that I'm keeping eye contact with you guys through the screen. It's my facial expressions. It's the inflection in my voice, and it's the meaning that I'm putting behind my words to intensify what I want you to know. Okay? The other 20% of our communication comes from the actual words that I'm choosing, the power that I put behind my words, the intent that I put behind my words. And that's very important because it's going to bleed all the way through the other steps or the other agreements as we talk about them. The important thing to know is that words have power. Now, I don't know how you guys are in other countries, but here in America, we have an old little rhyme that says, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." Yeah, if only that was true. So many of us, we responded with that as a kid because that was our way to kind of play it off that we were being teased or being made fun of or hurtful words that were said against us. But the truth is, the words hurt. They hurt because we let them hurt us. And that'll be touched on in one of the other agreements. But the importance of this step, and it is the most important agreement of the 5 if you count the other book, is to live with integrity, speak with integrity, understand that the words that you choose and how you choose to use them will be how other people see you. It's integrity. It's saying what you mean and standing up for what you mean and standing behind those words. that is how people learn to trust you. That is how people learn to pull you into their lives and give you the energy from their lives and share energy and etc., without getting into the Reiki side of things. But to be impeccable is to live with integrity. To be impeccable with your words is to provide trust for those around you. And if you are impeccable with your words, the chance of miscommunicating what you mean is very slim, because you are honest, you stand behind your words, you pick your words carefully, and it very much is the concept of think before you speak. Okay. Personal side note, in the past, I feel first, I think later. It's the Scorpio with the Libra rising and the Libra moon. I know. Before I lose you on that, though, is the fact that I feel first. I live within my gut. I live within my intuitive nature. Then, I think, what is an issue is when what I feel and what I think are out of balance. And sometimes, and I'm sure many of you out there can pick up on this, those of us that are empathic, those of us that are living in an intuitive nature, we pick up on when people aren't impeccable with their words, when what they're saying doesn't measure up to what they're doing, when how they say it doesn't measure up to their body language. So those are things that are really important to take into consideration. Now, just because someone else isn't being impeccable with their word doesn't mean that you can't be. It's the whole concept of rising above. Be impeccable with your word, live with integrity, live with honesty. And hopefully, moving forward through the next couple stages, you'll understand how this is important. And probably the most important of the 4 agreements. All right, stay tuned for the next discussion prompt. Hope you all stay with me. Deuces.